This is the first episode of the podcast, I guess. So, what we're gonna usually do is talk about stuff that's going on in Sketches United, the community, um,
The app as
the
well.
app as well. Yeah, because later on we've got information about the app if you haven't been keeping up to date on that. So that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, but today it's just basically gonna be we're gonna talk about Sketch, the history of
Old
it,
sketch. Yep.
old Sketch, features that were added, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's probably gonna go on for a bit, but hey, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss Sketch as well. It was pretty great. So I guess we should
We should start.
yeah. Okay, we should probably start now.
Um,
Uh, s-
Throwback to the epic sketch that shut down.
okay,
Uh,
yeah.
the earliest I remember it was 2016, where they didn't have layers at all, and the community function was very limited. And I think that was peak of sketch before it started going downhill. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I remember being on there before, and um, a lot of it in like the early days was just Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. You
Yeah,
had
and
like
then
Undertale fan art.
mostly on the popular page was like FNAF anime stuff. I have a screenshot of some of the popular old users that were on there. I have I was following like a bunch of these Warrior Cats account.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was really just uh the community was chaotic, but it was also like really friendly.
well, yeah, it was. I remember there was a lot of. You would have people doing good art, and then you would have like people uh that did amateur type art, but
Yeah, people just
everyone kind of
starting
had a
out.
place there. That's what I
Yeah.
liked about it. You
Yeah, it was
had,
just kind of like
yeah,
it was like a safe space for those people starting out. And I think that was a really good idea because I remember I could just like post there and like really shitty art, and then people would be like, "Haha, yes, this is epic. I like." Meanwhile, on larger communities like DeviantArt, could expect to show up on some YouTube video of somebody coming across your profile
yeah.
and going like,
Um,
"Lol, this is cringe."
I would just like to point out that someone in the chat was talking about like the different communities and stuff where you like they would like report certain things that were going on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know there was the communities that would like stop pornographic images going
Yeah,
through.
like I remember a big one was Papt, I believe. I was there for a short amount of time, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of floated around the community a bit. I was in and out a bit.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't say I was hugely active, but I remember a decent amount of stuff that went on.
Yeah,
Um,
I was just really involved with the community. There was a time where I had to take a break, but then I moved on to Google Plus and then that shut down. So I was like, eh.
yeah. Um, so you would have like the people that would stop certain things by reporting it. Um, so I mean, you would have like because you were part of it when it was like quite
Big, yeah.
yeah,
I
quite
remember,
big, and you kind of joined it in its partially early stages, right?
yeah, there was like, I remember they started making like hashtags and then people would post links onto the leaders like profile comments, I believe, and then
Yeah.
people would just report them. sometimes they would get involved, and I think that was the problem because they didn't understand to just like report only and then not engage.
Yeah, people would. I mean, they would engage. They would comment they would comment on it, give it attention, and then that makes the person kind of.
Like it's particularly with trolls, I think, because
Yeah,
you have these trolls that would post haha XD Nazism, haha funny, and
yeah.
then
There
people would
was.
just get really angry at them, and then that would like drive them because it would drive in the attention that they were gaining.
Yeah, I mean that kind of that kind of brings us on to you would have like the drama and stuff that would go on, and
Yeah,
like big sketchers would sometimes be dragged into this drama, and it kind
yeah.
of just created a bit of a yeah.
Um, in my personal experience, people would try to provoke you in your comments if you were large for no absolute reason.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I feel like it would be
it
more of a I feel like it's more of a so they can get information on someone, leak it, and be like, this person's bad, let's cancel them.
Twitter cancelled.
I mean, cancel culture was still a thing back in early sketch, from my experience of seeing it.
Yeah, it was more like, wow, this person bad. I'm going to literally kill you to death.
Yeah, and as people in here are saying, there's it was quite toxic at some times.
Yeah, there
Like,
was there was small like petty drama between people, and then there was like larger sketches. People had problems with them venting and then getting onto the popular page, etc.
yeah. I mean, I remember seeing like quite a few vent posts on there at one point, sometimes. And
I I won't mention names, but there was one sketcher that's been called out for being like kind of fucked in the head,
yeah,
and apparently they had an attraction to minors only to mentally disturb them, not like emotionally get involved in them.
yeah.
So
I
that
mean,
was
there
that.
was a lot of that on there. Like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There was quite a lot of that content kind of
yeah,
on
and
there.
the thing with the report system, it would ban the people that had the most like reports sent onto their like sketch, and I think that was a problem with the report system. Hopefully Carl will make it better
Yeah, I
for the new
mean,
app.
because I mean, we're not gonna get onto the new app right now because we're still talking about the old app. But I know that there's like an idea of like user mods or something.
Yeah,
So like just because of how close the old community was, it would be easier to get rid of content that is not really
yeah.
allowed.
There was only a few admins, the official sketch profile Carl, and then recently the new admin. I forgot her name. Sorry. Wow, I'm a bad person.
Yeah, it's all
But
good.
yeah, I think it will be easier to handle reports and sketches that aren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, like hopefully, hopefully the community will eventually get better. And
Yeah,
I mean, some people are saying they're not going to get the new app because they feel the app will be too toxic like the old sketch, but personally
hopefully,
that's not my thoughts on the situation.
yeah, hopefully, Ted. I mean, Ted. Fuck, I was looking at Ted's user, switching from voice channel. Um,
It's all good.
hopefully, Carl will actually implement a very good, hopefully working report system with the new user mods. So
Yeah, hopefully it will be a bit more moderated and well done. Now I remember that there was at one point I remember seeing there was one or two accounts that had been targeted by this I'm not sure of the situation, but I think they ended up quitting at some point. But basically just trying to get information out of them and then and then trying to take information and then
it's
leak it and then
so more like they're naive to manipulation.
yeah
I think Sketch should have taken trolls more seriously, if I'm gonna be honest, because you could see like trolls floating around. Unless they posted some explicit content, they wouldn't really ban them. Like you could see them like harassing people and shit, and then they would do fuck all about it. I think that was really a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing an instance where someone's score was leaked and it caused them to kind of fear for being on the app.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it a small incident, but a few people knew about it. And I don't want to drop names in case that person is here and, I don't want to cause stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that happening quite often actually, where information would get leaked because someone was a bit too keen to share their name or country or anything like that.
This is slightly off topic, but and it wouldn't really go to this extreme. There was a news article, I believe, where this Japanese guy stalked an idol. They like saw the reflection in her eyes in her selfies and shit, and then like found out her location.
Yeah, I think I watched something on that, but
yeah,
I mean, it could have happened, but luckily it didn't. So, I mean,
I don't.
Sketch couldn't have been that horrible.
Yeah, I don't think the trolls were really that serious. I was in contact with this one guy. Well, I only interacted with him like twice. I believe his name was the troll's name was Shaymail or something. So
you just get in trouble for
this guy was. I mean, I haven't seen him in like 2 years. I haven't seen him active. So he harassed this one kid. He had some problems, mental disorder, I think.
Yeah.
And just constantly kept harassing him up to the point where he deleted his account.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping with the new app, I'm kind of hoping with the new app it won't get that bad. There's an echo.
Yeah, that's in your mic.
That's in mine. Okay, hold on. Right, give me 2 seconds.
Lower your input sensitivity.
Yeah. Is it better now?
Is it? Yeah, it should be better now.
I feel like that may have sorted it. I just kind of increased it a bit.
Yeah.
Alright, so we can get back on to the topic we was on. Thank God there's no more echo. Thank you for pointing it out this early. So, I mean, basically, the fact that there was this drama going on, I would say brought the community a bit closer together in a way. Because
I mean, drama got around pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
your mic is still echoing.
Is it?
Yeah.
You kidding?
No, I'm not.
This is not great. Um, I'm just gonna turn down my headphones and hope that sorts it out. Lucky we're getting these problems in the first one, not the 50 millionth one.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it kind of brought it together because it would go around, people would talk about it, and then their names would get around, and I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, people, in a weird way, it kind of helped people make friends.
I remember this one time, like really way back. I was fighting this with this one person. It was pretty stupid over something stupid, but now we're
Yeah,
like really close. So,
I
because we're
mean,
like, hold on a second, this is fucking dumb.
I mean,
Let's
I
not fight over this.
yeah, I remember getting into a I mean, I remember getting into like a bit of an argument with, because I never really had a huge following. I didn't post much stuff. But I remember getting into an argument with someone and they ended up sending people after me, which, I mean, they've matured now, but that
Yeah.
kind of stuff was kind of a bit rife on the app itself. So in a way, um communities were quite close, but also they were a bit divided. I'm not sure how to explain it.
Yeah. It's like I could go around the app and see profiles I've never seen before because I've never interacted with that side of the community. But then there's
Yeah,
also the fact that there's a popular and trending tab, and then you can see people on there. It kind of brings it closer together rather than
yeah. Instead of
places like Twitter and Instagram where you just have like your feed and then your explore page and that's it.
yeah,
And with Sketch, it was kind of more like established who was kind of like gaining more attention, and then people
I mean,
like could interact with each other friendly,
yeah.
and then mm, talk with the creator, I guess you could say, of like
I
the sketch.
mean, since people in the chat are talking about like big accounts they used to follow, um, this kind of gets onto the next point I wanted to discuss. I can't speak English today.
Lol.
Wanted to discuss. Um, kind of like big accounts, and maybe they posted something a little bit.
Most notably, my account
Yeah,
twice.
yeah. That's what I was trying to hint towards. Kind of big accounts that would post something a bit too not
I
safe for Sketch, I guess.
The only time that I got permanently banned, well, actually, I got permanently banned twice, but like for no reason. Um, for no reason, it was my second account, which I recreated after the first one got permanently banned.
Yeah.
And the first one was after the sketch raid. That
Oh,
was, I'm
yeah.
hoping I won't get banned for this, but then. So my friend was like, haha, it would be pretty funny if we did epic sketch raid, haha. And I was like, okay. And then we just did that.
Yeah, I mean,
And
someone
I believe
someone's asking about like the raid on Sketch. So, I mean, we could
I
elaborate
can't
on that, I guess.
I can't recall the exact date, but I remember somebody made a server about it, one of my friends, and then we divide. I think it was last year, October the 30th, I think, and then we were like, haha, would it be pretty epic if we did it next May? And then Sketch was showing now, so we were like, it's no point.
Yeah.
It was just kind of more like um to like my friend was like to wake up the sketch admins so then they'll pay more attention to us. How I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I
whatever.
mean,
but it was mostly just out of spite for me due to the fact that I got banned a ridiculous amount of times for no absolute reason.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the reporting system kind of based off of if you had more reports,
Yeah.
they were more than likely just gonna remove it, like
Yeah, because
without without
if
even
it's
taking a
stacked,
proper look.
yeah, if it's stacked, I believe there was the automated system where it's like loads of reports coming in on this one sketch in a short amount of time. So then let's remove that. So then there won't be any more reports and nobody can complain. So it
Yeah,
was just kind of like that system.
yeah. I mean, we had because obviously you would get reported a lot of times, and it doesn't really matter what you did, but if someone with a huge following was like, go report this person, they said this,
Yeah, it was
they
just
would,
kind of like calling them out
yeah. I
and
mean,
then getting their white knights to spam report them.
yeah, the report function wasn't exactly,
Very functional.
yeah, very fleshed out, I guess, since
Yeah.
people would be banned for really stupid
Dumb,
things.
yeah, stupid, dumb things. I remember I got banned once due to the fact that I posted a Fortnite snake meme. Actually, believe it or not, it got removed. It literally all that it said, it wasn't even that not safe for work. It literally just said, this male plays Fortnite. It currently stands no chance of mating. And then it got fucking removed and I got banned for a week.
Yeah,
That was the fucking stupidest thing. I got banned.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You'd have people just like get mad at someone and be like, let's report them. Um, I mean, what else was there about the old app? You would have I guess we could talk about the actual like development, robot noises. Um, not sure what's going on here.
You were lagging so bad.
Okay, well then. Um, yeah, sometimes that happens. Not too great or helpful,
F.
I guess. Yeah, F. Um, okay, so what I was saying, I guess we can talk about the like how the app. I mean, we could talk about how the app actually um evolved, I guess. Because I mean, you've seen a lot of it, haven't you?
Yeah. Um, Kind of features wise, Sketch has developed from like basic photo editing, put like slap stickers on a singular image type of app, to a more professional drawing app. They introduced layers sometime in 2016, and they introduced like the opacity things, and then like you change the saturation, brightness, etc. I
Yeah,
think that was a nice improvement, and then they started to add the premium features, which is they had all the common features from like they had the common features that big art apps would have, like Medibang
mm.
and Iris Paint and
I
stuff.
mean, you're referring to like custom canvas size, right?
Custom canvas size, alpha lock, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like I'm using Medibang recently on my PC, and
Yeah,
they have like clipping and shit, and then when you look back on Sketch before it started to shut down, uh most of that was locked, but then it let you use it if you would watch an ad for free. So
yeah. I mean, it kind of shows that. I mean, we're gonna talk about this a bit later, but it kind of shows how they needed to get income out of Sketch somehow.
Yeah,
and
for Sony and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
we'll elaborate on this later. We
yeah,
have
we'll
like a
elaborate on this
plan.
later.
um, community wise, like the user interface for the community, it changed as well. There was one big update. We used to have private collabs where you could send
Oh,
them
I yeah,
with links and
I remember
stuff, and then
this.
it was like horizontally like timeline thing,
Yeah,
and that was pretty cool. And then when it got the big update on the profile, and it would look completely different, and then you could see the collab section, and it was no longer private; it was public. And then
yeah,
everyone freaked out. They were like, "I want private collabs back. What the fuck is this?"
yeah, because people got so used to private collabs, and then suddenly it became this huge thing that people would. I mean,
They
people, in my opinion, it was used a
it
really
was
good.
private collabs were mostly used for like people privately talking to each other, for example, like private messaging,
Yeah,
but in the form of collabs. So then, uh, that was a really good feature. I don't understand why they made them public. I think it was more that people sharing bases, so then they can add onto the stuff instead of just having to go into the comment section and click a link.
yeah. Like in my opinion, the when it got announced, well, I don't think it was announced. It was more just, hey, here, it's public
Yeah,
now. But
yeah.
when it became public, people people started using it in quite, I guess, creative ways.
Yeah,
You would
they
have
they
you would
experimented more with because there was layers now.
yeah,
It was more like um erase to find what's inside and stuff. And
yeah,
I'm quite conflicted on the publicity of collabs because in private collabs you can have friends just like collaborating together and it would be fun.
yeah,
Meanwhile, public collabs you have anybody could join, anybody who shares it,
yeah,
and you can't do it over like other apps because like you can, but like if you're using Sketch to draw and then you export it and then you have to download the other person's now modified version of your sketch and then you have to
yeah. I
import
mean,
it would downgrade the quality.
you have you have kind of, I'm not sure if they were I'm not sure if they were a thing before collabs existed, but I mean the like add yourself and the like your reaction type posts.
Yeah. I think the NSFW your reaction posts were
Uh,
very
you can
bad.
kind of see them in the text channels I've just posted in the chat.
Yeah.
You would have kind of not safe for work ones, and then ones that were a bit more on the darker side. Um,
There's
yeah,
there used to be stuff I remember circulating around and people used to edit collabs that would be like reach share or die. And I
yeah,
remember posting one of those and then it got really popular on that one collab and then I forgot to watermark it. I was like, no. I believe it was the Spoopy Skeleton Cult that was last year, I think.
yeah.
That
Um, I mean, yeah, people use the collabs in like a really, I guess, creative way.
yeah.
Some people more creative than others. Um,
Like you'd have people making like dating sims. I remember seeing the first like kind of original like dating sim idea with the collabs and it was like pretty cool and then people started doing it themselves and um it just kind of like gained traction, and then people just started doing it themselves, and it would become like a collab genre. I think you could call that.
I
Like you
guess.
have collab genres like arrays to see what's behind the box or whatever, and then you have like your reaction, you have like dating sim and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you would have kind of different genres, I guess, of
Yeah,
uh
and that didn't exist with the
collabs.
private collabs because
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, coming back to the point of like community being brought together, that kind of brought it closer, like
Yeah,
again,
because you could see them
because
being shared around,
yeah, in
and then
you would have you'd have certain features would be added, no one would like it, but then they would grow to like it, use it, and
yeah, and
find
then
innovative
with
ways
like
to use it, I guess.
yeah, with newer users that are joining Sketch after updates, they wouldn't know how it'd be before, so then they never get to experience it. So then they would kind of like work with it, what they had
Yeah.
at that moment. So then you could see them being quite creative.
Um, I mean, we could probably talk now about I guess we're gonna go back to how and or more actually why the app was shut down, I guess.
Yes, my favorite part because I have loads of knowledge on this.
You have okay. So
Yeah,
I mean,
Galaxy Brain.
people assume that it's a good idea to boycott the entire company, break their Sony phones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kill the CEO of Sony.
yeah, raid to the Sony
It
headquarters. I remember seeing when I actually first joined the server, people talking about going to raid it, asking if people were in the country that the headquarters is in, are in.
Sony, there's so many Sony headquarters. There's one in Sweden, and then there's
Yeah,
one all the way in Japan, and then you have one in America. It's like you can't burn down all of them. They deal with different branches of the company because Sony isn't just one giant company that governs over. There isn't one person governing over everything, every single project that Sony itself works on. The branch that was covering Sony was Sony Mobile Communications. I remember I know this because I remember seeing a art like an entry on their website, on Sony's website about Sketch and the project. So they were like, hey, you can draw now and it's pre-installed on your Sony phone and there's a community that's pretty cool. And then it was like, yep. And it was free at the time because there wasn't many people on the community, so then they didn't have to pay that much for the servers
yeah,
until it started growing and growing more, and then more data to store, more sketches to being shared out every single second.
yeah,
That's even more data to store, user data. You can see by how much user data there was by the 2 days over time from the shutdown due to how many people were exploring their data. Like they all have to pay for that. Sony gave the devs working on Sony a budget to work with, and the only reason like ads and then premium was implemented was because they needed to quickly um, replenish the amount of money spent on Sketch and the servers
I
for
guess
Sony. So then
I
it would
guess it
be
was more of a case of they needed to get the money, otherwise
otherwise
it would
the
have been shut down or
person
something.
the
Which we all know
person
it has been.
yeah, they were like, okay, we give you budget for this. You've gone over the budget. We need income. We need to see income because we're putting in money we're draining money into this project and we're not seeing any profit from this. So add ads, add premium subscription, whatever. And they're like, okay, we did that, but then that still can't cover the costs.
Yeah.
So then they're like, this isn't very efficient for the mobile communications branch. We're going to have to shut it down and fire some people because we can't just keep like putting money into this and then having to pay you when you're not bringing anything back to us. Because Sony is mostly centered around money because capitalism.
We're not gonna get we're not gonna get onto a debate about capitalism on the
No,
on
no,
this. That's
no,
not
but
gonna
like
happen. We're not having
it's
any
facts
we're not having capitalism discourse, okay?
though. It's facts though.
No.
Um,
Okay,
it's just
yes, Ted,
cold
we'll save
hard
it to next
facts.
episode. Okay. Okay, right. Let's get back onto not
So
capitalism discourse.
not have to live in this was okay, sis. So people trying to boycott Sony, the entire Sony company, that is a very fucking bad idea. Do not do that.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
even care if you try to send a email to the CEO of Sony. They probably won't give a shit because they're not dealing with that.
yeah,
They see Sketch as a very minor project, and all they see is as
I guess they saw it as a disposable app. Like, if they needed to
yeah.
cut funds, they would do it.
And if it was sustainable, it would be like, yep, it can stay. Um,
I guess,
the CEO of Sony mostly deals with the larger part of the Sony company because the face of the Sony company was gaming consoles for the most part, and then they started expanding onto like different stuff like phones, headphones, different
yeah,
uh, pieces of equipment. You can see it's like you have the main company, and then you have different branches, and then these branches don't interact with each other at all.
yeah,
So then the branch that Sketch was on is different from the branch that the PS4 was on.
yeah, I
So then
mean,
you can't really compare it to that. You can't
yeah,
really just say,
people,
I'm going to break Sony phone because they shut down Sketch. It doesn't work like
yeah,
that.
it's only really your loss in the end if you try and say, smash your phone or smash your TV or smash your PlayStation. Uh,
Yeah, because like
yeah, exactly
it's
what
not
Queenie
their
said.
fault
What would be the point of breaking something you've already brought?
just to spite the Sony company, even though they did nothing.
Yeah, they
It's
haven't
like
done
other
anything, I guess.
other employees in different departments working on different things got fired. It's not only the people working on Sony Sketch.
Yeah. I guess the main reason everyone feels to boycott Sony is because the
They just
community they have been on for a few years, the community they've made all their friends through, has just been shut down by a huge
yeah, and
company,
I
basically.
assume there's a lot of pent up rage because of that. So then they're like, time to kill Sony CEO, haha.
Yeah,
I think they would need to just um understand that it's not really the CEO of Sony's fault that app got shut down.
yeah. So, I mean, just don't send anything to like people who work at Sony. Um, just keep in
Do not
mind that
do not
it's
send emails to Japanese person.
yeah, they'll probably disregard it. It's not gonna get anywhere. It'll be a waste of your time.
Yoshida does not give a shit about Western app, please.
Okay, so I mean, we've got the new app, right?
Yep.
We've got that. There's still an Echo. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I have a bunch of Sony products and they are shit. That's
I've
just me personally speaking. I hate Sony phones
I've
and
put up
Sony
my
headphones.
sensitivity. I don't know if that's
Put
done
it
anything.
down so then like it won't detect me speaking.
That doesn't. No, that means
Yes, it
it's
does.
going to detect you speaking.
How? Look, just lower the input volume, dude. Like voice and video input
Okay,
volume.
okay,
Decrease it to like 50
okay. Right. I
so then it won't catch me speaking.
Alright then. If you think that's how it's gonna work.
Yes, it does work like
Okay,
that.
right. So the new app.
New app
It's
should be better.
Sketch but better.
Yes. Yas
That's
Queen.
that's
It's
my
cause
nickname
it's
for it.
it's cause it's Carl's like personal project. So he's like, this is going to be epic. I'm going to make it the best it can be. I strive to have better community, better report function than what was before. And I think that's very admirable.
Yeah.
Um, I like how much he cares about this community because he's recognized it's not just some throwaway um, project that was done and over with once it got shut down. It's he recognized that this more of like a very close tight community that a lot of people care about, and it's where a lot of people have started out on the internet, and just a space fucking safe space for amateur artists, starting out artists, and he wants to
Yeah.
continue that
I
for
mean,
the future.
that's respectable. Like, if we're keeping we're trying to get an app that has impacted people's lives, like kept up, keep the community going,
Yeah.
make sure
It
people are.
personally, Sketch has shaped me as a person. This sounds really stupid, but I've learned a lot of things from Sketch and its
Yeah.
community. Like, I've learned to not be a fucking dipshit and be more chill vibe, bro.
Okay.
Because if I didn't come across Sketch, I would have probably been a very mean fucking shithead.
I mean,
That's it.
yeah, Sketch, because in the early days of Sketch, right, there was like, wasn't there, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there people that would do tutorial type things?
Yeah.
Like, and that would, it kind of, it kind of showed that it was a place for amateur artists to learn and kind of
Yeah.
take their hobby to the next level, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, it was more like community voiced. It was more like even if the tutorials wouldn't get on the featured page, it would still get about on popular trending whatever. I remember there was an artist that I followed for some time until they died,
Oh,
and they had really nice art. I believe they focused their art style on more realism,
yeah,
and then they did like how they worked, and how they actually got to the final step, and they showed how they did their lighting, how they did the details, and I picked up on some of that stuff. Not
yeah,
really though, because I don't do realism, but it was still pretty nice for those people that are just starting out and want to see more professional like techniques. And then
yeah,
you can see like more simpler tutorials for those just really, really starting out like really early, and they can just have some like ground to set their footing on.
yeah. It was. I mean, I hate to go back to this point again, but I mean, it's just kind of. It was good to show that there was like someone that you could go to get help. Like no matter what style of
Yeah.
art you did.
Yeah, it's just like there's such a wide variety, and while there is community on stuff like Medibang and stuff, but then their tutorials are mostly picked by the creators, and then it's just a few tutorials that I read through, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck this means.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
mean,
like
I kind of
if
wanna I kind of want to quickly pose the question that someone's just put in chat that if you could name one thing that you liked about Sketch, kind of what would it be, I guess?
for me it would be the amount of support I got.
Yeah.
Like even from the start, when I had like one case in 2017, I hit that number, and I was like, holy shit, that's actually a lot of people that decided to click on that following button.
Yeah.
And I made like friends then, even though I was quite dislikable and started a lot of shit. And it
Yeah.
was nice to know that people can still help me change, because uh at one point I was like, hey, my personality is kind of dislikable, I think I might leave. And then people were like, um please don't leave, that would suck. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go for a second for my own health. And they're like, okay, I respect the decision, it's fine. So I go on, and then next week I make a new account, and because I can't get away from the community, and I talk to them for that account as a different persona, I guess.
Yeah.
It's more like mutual connection that I've still had, and it's just such a cursed place that I cannot leave. I hate it so much that I love it.
Yeah. I mean,
Eh,
I guess for me, it would just mine is kind of community based as well. I just kind of liked seeing how supportive people were of each other, um,
Yeah,
giving constructive criticism to help them out instead of just saying, "Hey, your art's bad."
yeah,
So it was good to see people kind of build each other up and seeing people improve from that.
yeah,
It's just kind of a good community in a way. Like you
yeah.
had the
It's
bad parts, but you also had the supportive,
yeah,
kind people.
and the good part was larger than the bad part by tons and tons, because I would in early stages I would rarely come across somebody that would actually really fucking hate me, um or just be an ass to me,
Yeah,
because I had tons of friends, and if even if there was somebody like that, my friends would probably cuss them out, just because.
yeah,
And it was really nice to know that there was people with similar mindsets like you, and it just kind of like it's more tightly like knit together, so then you can meet more of these people.
yeah. Um,
So
I guess we're kind of finished on sketch. Um,
yeah,
the 2 day wait, well, was it 1 or 2 days? It was kind of
two
2 days.
days.
Yeah, the 2 day wait was probably Sketch's darkest time, I guess.
Yeah, it was really empty for me. Like personally, it felt very hollow. Like most people already left, and people in those last moments were just shit posting. It was like,
Yeah,
yep, here are my social medias. See you in a bit. And then it's kind of like, it was also kind of like scary for me, because like I know this is overtime. I don't know when it will shut down now, because it could shut down at any
yeah.
moment.
It it was a lot worse than having a set time. Some
Yeah,
people
because you were
some people
prepared
may
for
have
that.
yeah, some people may have thrived off it, I guess. The trolls and stuff posting, not safe for
Yeah,
work material, stuff that you would find on really, really weird corners of the internet, I guess.
Yeah.
It was, I
And people
guess,
made jokes about like posting porn on last day. Well, since there was no official last day, I guess they couldn't get through that.
yeah,
So it's just kind of like,
I mean, the the last 2 days kind of just showed the sketch community in its purest form, I guess.
I
Like,
guess you could say that it was just kind of like, okay, yeah, fuck all this app is shutting down soon, so we can post Nazi porn. Like I remember
yeah.
scrolling through class on the last day of sketch, and then I came across Hitler with his dick out. I was like, what the fuck? That
I
was
mean,
seriously a what the fuck moment.
yeah, it was just kind of sketch shown as, I mean, it was kind of the entire community coming together,
Yeah,
and
and then just to like
it,
bask in Sketch's final breaths.
yeah, because I guess you would have people kind of worried for it, people just posting, as you said, yeah, yep. Um, so you'd have people like that, and I guess those 2 days kind of just brought everyone together, but also it was kind of dead in a way.
Yeah,
Like,
there was some people that still believe that they could save Sketch, and then they were like,
yeah,
"Sign my petition, come on, bro."
you had people signing petitions, you had people saying, hey, you should fill your account with sketches and then export data on several accounts so it delays Sketch being closed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
remember when everyone was freaking out when the shutdown was announced. It was kind of like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, what the fuck? What do I do now? And then they started like sharing their social media usernames as like, and they realized we still have like 5 months, 4 months till shutdown. And it's gonna be fine. So then people went about on the day, and like months passed, and then it was kind of normal, peaceful. I could realize why they announced it so early. It's not. I think it was just because Sony was like, "Hey, you better announce it soon," and then allow them to export their data. It was more like they announced it immediately because it was their choice whether they announced it or not. Because they didn't have to immediately do that. They could do that later if they wanted to. But then,
right.
because they announced it earlier, people would kind of have like time to calm down. But then there was always that resting paranoia, knowing that the day would come eventually.
Yeah,
But then people were more like chill, and
I
it
mean, I
was
don't want to get off topic too much, but you could apply that to any app, I guess, because at some
yeah,
point, any app that you use, the servers will shut down.
yeah. It's it really depends on um whether that company that runs that app community has enough money to actually pay for all that stuff, or
Yeah,
b whether that company still cares about that project and want to continue it, or is like, you know what, this is a cesspool of ever growing fucking shit, I do not care about this. Or you have c, where it's like, okay, you know what, this is not going to work out, it's kind of flopping, let's just shut it down.
yeah. Um, I mean, we could get back onto the new app that's meant to be coming, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's
The
gonna be
beta
pretty
for that. Um,
well.
do we have a defined date for that?
I don't think we have yet. Carl said there's a closed alpha testing. I think that's available to like some of the devs that are still interested with the project, and um, were working on it
I'm just quickly
before
dropping
previously.
two screenshots in. So you've got the first one, which is kind of a teaser for the app, I guess, if you haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet.
Wait, Ted. Did you mean like admins and mods on this server? Yeah. So I guess Ted has more of an insight on the new app
um,
than us.
we okay. Note to self: possible TED interview.
Yas Queen. Oh,
Oh, F. Queenie interview
F.
then.
Queenie Queenie interview.
Okay, right. So you've got the first screenshot, which is just a teaser, showing what the layout is, well, the possible layout is going to be.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the only teaser is just kind of looks like pen up to me. I mean, this is
Yeah,
I'm not being offensive, but like pen up UI was fucking terrible. I hated it so much.
yeah,
Because it was kind of hard to navigate. But I think they're going to, unless they already have it, I believe there's going to be the navigation bar like they added on the website. So it's
yeah,
going to be easier to see where you're actually going when you first start up the app.
yeah, and I
Oh,
guess,
they added a dark mode. That's
yeah,
actually really nice because my eyes hurt from scrolling through a fucking eye bleeding white UI at 1 a.m. on Sketch. So
yeah.
that's
I mean, it looks promising. Like, it looks like it's going to be
yeah,
better than the original app, in my personal opinion. Um, I guess the second screenshot we've got is collaboration is gonna be a thing. Uh, Apparently it's gonna take a bit to add it.
yeah. I would think so because you know you're basically allowing the user to modify what they've posted. So I think it would take a while.
Yeah,
The question is whether Carl will decide to bring back private collabs or just make them public,
yeah.
or maybe both. JK, unless.
Um, I mean, yeah. So basically, you've got the new app. This. Okay, Carmel. Okay,
Okay, Karma.
okay, Carmel.
We've been going for a full hour. I just realized, wow, we're going strong.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um. So I mean, you've got the new app. Um.
literally,
That's
podcasts are about people talking about stuff. I don't understand how you're not going to find something where you have to listen to it and then pay attention to what they're saying. Not
okay.
boring if you're not into that.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah. Anyway. Um. So yeah, you've got the app. That's having a beta at some point. I don't think we have a definite date of when we're gonna be getting it, unless we do, which, hey. Um. So, I mean, I think we can kind of wrap it up, I guess.
yeah.
Um. I just want to put in one more thing in the chat before we No, we're not doing capitalism discourse. Um.
Capitalism discourse,
I just
capitalism
want to
discourse.
put that in to kind of show how big Sketch United is already.
Yeah, it's growing in size.
It's insane how a community has migrated to a new platform and just, I don't know, just kind of taken it and ran with it and started using it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you can see,
kept on
like
going, as Ted just said.
yeah, you can see how many users joined when it was just starting out as just sign up and sign in and take your username, and then
Yeah,
it started evolving. slowly but surely, and then it was just yeah. I
Yeah.
think one of the features that I like the most in the new app website is that they allow the use of GIFs, which
Yeah,
is
I
really
noticed
nice for
that.
me. And there's also how you can just take files from directly from your device rather than just having to open it through Sketch and then open it on the canvas and then share it, because it doesn't downgrade the quality. So, like, for example, let's take Tumblr Makoto for example, and then I can see the pixels uh, very nicely instead of it just going crispy JPEG quality.
Yeah, I mean, using GIFs is gonna be a really good feature, I guess.
Yeah, because most people are into animating, like some people I know.
Yeah, I know
And
some people are quite into animating certain things. So being able
yeah,
to show
yeah,
that off, that's gonna just let the community flourish even more.
yeah, like it's expanding the horizons, you could say, because
Yeah.
I might even animate something for myself, like even if it's just a short, simple, like I don't know, fucking yeah. I have no examples right now, but you know,
Yeah.
I
So
might actually get into it.
yeah, I mean, I guess we're kind of finished for today.
Yeah,
Just
the epic
yeah,
podcast.
we're finished for today. So hopefully this is going to be happening every Saturday at 9 p.m. British Standard Time.
Yes, Queen.
Time might be a bit weird sometimes, but we should
Yeah, it
be able
depends on what
to,
we have on our agenda.
yeah, we should be able to keep it at the exact same time each week.
Yeah.
So, you know, uh, keep the time written down, I guess, if that's the right word. I don't know basic
Notes
English.
down the time,
Um,
place
yeah,
onto your
I
epic
guess,
calendar.
yeah, I guess next week and
Capitalism,
future
of course.
weeks. No, not capitalism discourse. Uh, I guess next week and the future weeks are going to be based around, I guess, art stuff going on. Um,
Yeah, just in Inktober and stuff. Hopefully next week my cold will be gone and I won't sound so fucking dead.
yeah.
So that will be a bonus.
We'll be able to get an actual recording. Right now
Yes,
it's just
Queen.
a really badly cropped podcast text channel. Um, I'll try and get a YouTube channel set up for recordings. Try and make sure
Open
it
wide also.
gets on there. People can look at it, go through the stuff.
Yeah, and look back on older podcasts if they want to, I don't know, fucking binge watch it, I guess.
I mean, I don't see why you would want to.
Time to listen about capitalism discourse and LGBT discourse that's been happening.
We are not starting LGBT discourse here. Do not make any of your
Hmm.
comments. I think this is where I'm gonna end the recording. Yeah. So
Yes, epic.